Hello, good morning to Miss Roslyn and to my fellow classmates. I am Andrew Lai, and today I'll be giving a persuasive speech on why introverts make great speakers. So, before I start my presentation, I would like to first ask you guys a question. And that question is, have you ever thought that only extroverts can present well? Well, I hope that the answer for that is no, as both introverts and extroverts both have the ability to present well, given the difference in the ability that enables them to present well. So today, I am here to persuade all of you why introverts are also able to make good speakers. So, according to my research done, so I've done a research and asked that you believe whether introverts can make good speakers. And shockingly enough, I received a majority statistics of 88.9% agreed that introverts are able to be good speakers. So this shows that being introverted also can make you a good speaker. So without further ado, today I would like to share with you guys three main points on why introverts make good speakers. So the first point is because they have a lot of unique insights to share. The second is because introverts focus on the audience instead of themselves. And the third is because introverts are super listeners. So let's jump into my first point today, which is introverts make great speakers. So because they have unique insights to share. So as you can see from the screen, there are four people that are on the screen. I think we all know them as Albert Einstein, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and Barack Obama. So let me ask you guys another question. What do all four of these people have in common? Like what traits? I believe the answer that will receive is they are successful, they are well known, they are rich. However, not to say that your answers are wrong, it's just that your answers are right. It's just that I'm focusing on a different trait for today. And that trait is that all four of them have in common is that they are all introverts. Yes, believe it or not, they are all introverts. So all these successful and well-known people whom we know are introverts, like all these four people, and it seems like they're all are extroverts because of how they carry themselves in public and also how they speak in public. So with this, it really shows an excellent example of how introverts can make excellent public speakers. As definitely at one point of in their time where they actually share with us unique insights to the community. So the second point, which I would like to use to support my first point, which is that introverts are good thinkers. So a research done on New Desk has also shown that introverts are good at thinking, as they can think deeply and determinedly, and their thinking can bear interesting fruits, like Isaac Newton's apple. So in social situations, they are more sensitive to the people around them, as they notice subtle social cues and can quickly pick up on small challenges and changes. So we always do not notice the introverts around us. However, introverts always are observant and sensitive to people around them, which makes them more attuned to the people around them to make them feel wanted. Not only that, I myself also have conducted a research to understand whether does introverts provide good insights during public speaking. And sure enough, I managed to get a positive result of 40% of the respondent agreeing that introverts can provide unique insights during public speaking. And I personally am really shocked by this figure, as I was expecting more respondents to disagree. But this research really shows that public speakers, like introverts public speakers, can really give really good unique insights to their audience. So moving on to my second point, which is introverts focus on the audience instead of themselves. So as mentioned in the first point just now, introverts are always sensitive to people's perceptions. Hence, that is why they are able to focus on what the audience wants instead of themselves. So, according to Felony 2016 article at the World Economic Forum, a world champion public speaker says that introverts often make better speakers than extroverts. He then strengthens that public speaking requires a balance of energy of the speaker and also the audience. This requires empathy, which is a trait that introverts tend to be predisposed to. Moreover, usually audiences come to talk to receive and to hear information about how you and the material that you have prepared can help them. So your natural empathy towards others is your guide in every aspect of your speech. Anyone can talk on a topic, but to truly impact your audience, you really need to understand them and to put yourself in their shoes, which is what most introverts are able to do. Not only that, introverts are also constantly focusing on the audience as they are always worried about the perception of the audience towards them. So a research that was done by the CEO and the co-founder of the Core Story, Patrick Hyland, found that when an audience sees someone out of their comfort zone, they are fascinated of how they cope. They also recognize the vulnerability and also appreciate what the speaker is going through. This leads to the audience empathy, and they will connect with the speaker in an emotive way. They become supporters of the speaker, willing them to do well. This will actively listen and will be more open to the speaker's message. So as I've said from what I said beginning of the second point, where introverts are always sensitive to the people's perception. And by seeing the audience cheering you on and being so attuned to what you're speaking, is definitely a boost of confidence for the introvert. And not only that, it also gives them the motivation to prepare more interesting information and also more quality information to share with the audience in the near future. So I hope all of you guys are doing so far good so far, as I have shared 2 reasons of why introverts can be good speakers, and they have several positive traits that can enhance their public speaking compared to an extrovert. However, I have one more point before I close, which will support the point of why introverts make good speakers. So my third point for today is introverts are super listeners. So they are super listeners, that's why they are great speakers. And because they are good listeners, they instinctively understand what an audience of listeners needs from a speaker. Thus, as stated in the second point, introverts know how to focus on the audience. So in a research that was done in 2016 by Ankovitz and others who regularly work and study introverts, found that good listening skills come from this natural good. For starters, introverts tend to shy away from being the center of attention, and when they do talk, it's often after they have considered what they wish to say. So as an introvert, your listening to talking ratio is higher, says Ankovitz. You tend to be processing things quietly in your head instead of thinking it out loud, which only adds noise to the conversation. Not only that, introverts are phenomenal listeners because they attune themselves in the needs of others. And that's why speaking instead of listening can feel uncomfortable and unreal sometimes. But remember that public speaking is not about you. It's always about the audience. And the job of a public speaker is to take care of the audience and to not be judged or to entertain it. So introverts need to constantly remind themselves that they're not seeking for approval or love, as you are a teacher, a giver, and an enlightener. And I feel that introverts have such great power because of how good their listening skills are, as they have listened to people's perspective, their problems. It's just basically an outlet for introverts when they speak to be a voice for people that are unheard. So, in conclusion, I would like to recap what I've shared with you guys today, as I hope you all will agree with me that introverts make great speakers because they have unique insights to share, they focus on the audience, and they are super listeners. The points that I have presented make clear that introverts do possess the ability to have a great speaking skills, but unfortunately, society categorizes introverts as being unable to speak in front of a crowd because they are supposedly to be shy. Well, I am here to say that all these stereotypes about introverts are false, as introverts can and have the ability to speak in front of the public. In fact, they are able to speak more confidently with quality information compared to an extrovert. Before I end my speech, I would like to share with you this beautiful quote I found online, which states, "Quiet people have the loudest mind." So I believe that whatever I've shared so far, this quote has summarized it in this short quote. That quiet people have the loudest mind, and I believe that if we put our effort to listen to what introverts have in their mind, we will really truly be blessed with the information that they are willing to share with us. So once again, I would like to thank you all for listening to my speech. I hope that I've persuaded or rocked your boat about introverts being good speakers. I really hope that I've persuaded you all one way or another. So once again, thank you and have a good day.